so mean. Yeah.
Yes.
So here we are. We're back.
We're back
from CrimeCon.
Yes, we are.
Back
it was
again.
so much fun.
I know that rap. You created a monster because nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady. I'm not chopped liver. Well, if you want Shady, this is what I'll give you: a little bit of meat with some hot liquor, some vodka that'll jump out your heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked in the hospital when I'm doc. Okay, forget. I kid.
I had no idea you could do that. That is the best thing ever. What?
That one's a good one. That's hard though because it doesn't really. There's no beat. You just kind of have to get them out. You know.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear him singing Eminem? Stop it right now.
It's a rap. I wouldn't call that a song, or.
Well, I didn't know you rapped either. So there's that.
Yeah, you didn't know I rap? Are you kidding me? I do it all the time.
Well, not real rap.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Gray Hughes rap is a little bit.
Well, I can do like the what are those guys called? Boys. Yeah, man, my brain's just not working. Beastie Boys. You know, Beastie Boys. Yeah.
But I asked you the other day for a Tupac song, and you were lost.
Yeah, because I don't know Tupac. I'm not like an aficionado.
Best that ever was, friend.
I'm not an aficionado. Okay. Yeah.
You see this? So.
Yeah.
Gotta control this one. Yeah, we did have so much fun.
It was fun.
So great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he made me go, or that he asked me to go in.
Yeah.
Way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, it's always kind of weird. It was crazy though that I mean you just weren't at the booth that one time when the camera came by, but your face is on it, so that's good. It's on the.
Yeah, that's great.
She's trying to blame it on when she got a muffin from me.
It was your fault.
When it could have been a million other times. When she's filming all the things.
Here's what I think happened, guys. Here's what I think happened. Gray saw them coming around.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, my God, I'm starving to death. I'm going to faint if you don't get me a muffin.
Oh.
So then I left, and that's when they got the picture.
That's right. I saw them taking pictures of booths. That's right. Yeah. Hey, hurry up, get my muffin. Hurry up.
Look it.
Yeah. Hurry up and get my muffin. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't even know they were there. I will say I did see people with huge cameras recording stuff.
Yeah, I thought those were CrimeCon people. I saw that too. Like people just going around taking pictures and video. I mean, you can do that with cameras now. So they're either doing video or film.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea who these people are, but hi. So I don't know. I never saw Fox News there.
Yeah. But it was cool meeting you though, because it was just like kind of how it is when we're doing before the show.
It was the same.
Yeah, it was the same. It was cool, but it was cooler because it was like in person, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, we could hit each other in person, which we did often.
Yeah, she punched my arm. My arm's still sore, you know, like just every hey, great, did you see that? Hey, pow. I mean, it was ridiculous.
That's probably true. So funny. I was that muffin line was for real. I had to have Amber Maiden. She came by. I'm like, take this back to Gray. It was really long. It really was. That was true. If only y'all knew the Muffin Man, he could have came to you exactly.
But see, here's the thing. But here's the thing. Like using investigative skills, when you told Amber to bring back the muffin, why weren't you coming back at that moment?
I had things to do, Gray.
There we go. And there's the reason she wasn't on in the video. Okay, bam!
Gray said I'm a 4-year-old. He told my husband that because every time we were walking together, I would leave and go somewhere.
Yeah, like we were just walking and she just goes like, nah, like she just sees something and just starts wandering. And you're like, where are you? Where are you?
It's awful.
And then he said she does that. Well, she told me that he does that to him all the time, to Scott. So then one time I was sitting there alone and the phone rings and I pick it up and it's because I saw it was Scott. I go, hey, Scott, man, I feel you, man. That's incredible. I was just walking down this hallway and she just disappeared. He goes, yeah, I have to bring a leash.
It's awful.
I have to bring a leash, he said. It was hilarious. Yeah.
I just do all the things, you know. I'm like, oh, shiny stuff. I gotta go now.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
But I swore I was telling Gray where I was going, and he was not listening to me. Like, I'm going to the merch store, okay? Nothing.
No. One time I was like, I'm going to walk right over here. I'll be just right back. Poof. Gone like the wind.
I was gone like the wind. I'm like a squirrel, yes. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Sure. But at least I know how to bet on roulette, allegedly.
What was the most informative thing? I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I really watched was the Delphi thing, but it wasn't. Well, it was kind of informative. I mean, Paul Holes had some interesting things, and talking to Becky and Kelsey.
Yeah, talking to Becky and then talking to Daniel Robinson's dad. Both of those were. Oof.
Yeah. Then there's that lady that showed up with this pamphlet right here.
Yeah, have you read the whole thing?
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but
so interesting. You have to read
Cindy
it.
Land, 2016. Her mom looks almost the same, like pretty young.
So that case there, Gray and I are going to go over. It's 2016 in Vegas. The mother made that booklet that Gray has in his hand. Of course, I wasn't there again. I don't know what I was doing. But when I came back, I saw it on the table, so I read it. Oh my gosh. There's so much corruption involved in this case. And the guy she was dating, both of them ended up dead. Murder style. Nobody solved it. There's a corrupt judge involved because the guy the girl was dating, allegedly, also was involved with the judge's daughter. Yep. It's a whole situation. So we're going to go over that once Gray reads it. Welcome, Tracy.
Yeah, Paul Holes, he was talking about a few different things, right? The DNA. What did he? I don't know if he said anything that was like earth-shattering. It was just
the man that was on the panel with Delphi.
Yeah, I mean he's the guy that solved the East Area Rapist Golden State Killer case with DNA.
Yeah,
I mean he basically just said like he has ideas. But he thinks he could help if you asked him to. That's what it really came down to in my mind.
That he feels like he has some interesting ideas because there was a lot of confusion when they said social media wasn't involved. And then they released these two photos. One looks like an older guy. One looks like it could be the older guy's child. You know, he looks very young. So what are they doing? He felt like they were really confusing the public by putting those out.
Oh, that's right.
That they have a reason that they put them out.
He thought that there was like tunnel vision early on, and they thought there was this one guy, so they made the sketch look like that person. However, I don't think that's just his opinion, but I don't think that's accurate because it sounds like they made the sketch look like what they thought the video looked like, and a witness. That's what an insider guy told me a long time ago who had accurate information on other things. But the first sketch made is the one of the young person, the younger looking sketch. And that's kind of weird because that takes away a theory that, you tried to make it look like the son of they put the second sketch out and they wanted to make that look like the son of the other, so in this case it would be the Kleins, right? Like you'd probably want him to look
of course.
But how could it have been when that was the first one made? It was just the second one released.
Right. It was the second one released. I don't know. You can tell that he does have some ideas that he'd like to throw out there to them, but that case is just...
Yeah. He was telling us how he found DNA in one case on the bottom of somebody's foot when somebody else... other people hadn't tested it, so he was basically trying to make a case that he can think outside the box and sort of wants in on that case, but now he's working for HLN, so there seems like there's a secondary purpose for that.
Yeah.
Like the insider working for HLN. I don't know if that's a good way to do it like that.
Probably not. Probably not. But he had some interesting ideas that he was just spouting about.
Yeah.
We missed a lot, because we had the booth, so we got to go to that because that was after. Then we got to speak with Daniel Robinson's dad face to face. and he did give us quite a bit of information. So we're going to be trying to have him on here. There's a lot in that case that, because he never left, he didn't go down there for a week looking for Daniel. He went down there and he stayed. He hasn't left. And now he has a team of people working with him while he's looking, and they're contacting every podcast, every news station, everybody who can possibly interview, and he won't give up on his son. Yeah. So he gave us information about the car and the clothing and Daniel's state of mind, and he started going into a lot of stuff. So I hope that we're able to get back with his people and get him on here.
Of course, I'll be like Scully, and you'll be Mulder.
Of course.
On that one. But I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's odd that they haven't found his body after all this time.
Absolutely. It's very strange. It's not like there are trees and bushes in a forest out there where Daniel could be hiding. That just isn't the case. Additionally, the landowner that found Daniel's car said that he was out there 2 days before tending to that area, and there was no car there. So that's very interesting.
Yeah. But then you also have the part where, there was a part where, there was that weird texting exchange, but then he kind of argued against that. I don't know. We'll have to see it. I mean, everything can't be that just, it's all set up with the text message, like sometimes things are just
I don't
real.
I don't think he thinks that is any type of setup. I think he's well aware that he was talking to that girl, but I don't think he feels the girl has anything to do with it, or that Daniel committed suicide. I mean, what did he do? Crash his car, get naked, and then go commit suicide somewhere?
Yeah. But it is interesting, though, because the thing that he said that the police told him is exactly what I've seen a million times, and I thought, is that his head hit the dashboard, and he's just in this crazy state, and a lot of times, they just take their clothes off, and they just wander away. Now, how far he walked away, if he walked like 8 miles, then man.
But there's no blood in the car.
Yeah, well, see, you can actually just smash your head, and there's no open cut, right? Like, it's just boom, and it just,
Sure.
So maybe, I guess that would be a miracle strike, that there was no...
Well, I'd want to know, did he hit the windshield? No, because the airbags were running, right? The airbags popped out. I don't know. I mean, was it so bad that he took off his clothes and put them in a pile, which is what his father said they were, in a pile, and then just was naked and left?
Well,
walked off into the wilderness.
Well, here's another thing too, though. Here's another thing, though. The counter with that would be, why would somebody who killed him do that very same thing? Why would he build a pile of clothes, and his car crashes, build a pile of clothes, and he's just gone? Okay.
Maybe you make it seem like...
Okay, but there you go. See, that's the thing. Now they're so clever that they want to make it seem like he just wandered away. But here's the thing. Let's say the car crashed. Let's say he's being chased and the car crashed. Boom. Then, wow, Qwerty, thank you.
Thank you, Qwerty.
So the car crashes, and let's say somebody was chasing him, and he gets knocked out. They pull him out of the car, and they decide, let's take off all of his clothes, possibly exposing our DNA to the clothing. But let's just take off all of his clothes and then do something only with his body.
Maybe they were robbing him or something like that.
Yeah, but then put it all in a pile? I don't know. Just why would you take off his clothes to do that? Why not just dig in the pockets and... I don't know.
I know.
I mean, it's weird circumstances there. That's unusual. It's weird.
Sure, yeah, it is. That they asked if we heard about any cases that we weren't familiar with.
Yeah, that one you just mentioned we hadn't, right? The one
the girl in Vegas.
Yeah.
We did. I didn't know anything about that case. And then we met the military moms at the very end when we were getting ready to leave. They came over. Gray was on live streaming, and a lady in this red dress, very pretty lady, was walking by, and she stops in front of the booth and says, "Who's mean?" And Gray's like, "Well, I am." kind of. And she was like, me too. And I was
So
like, oh,
mean.
he's live right now.
Yeah.
So we walked back just to have a conversation. And I was like, well, oh yeah, I saw your booth. You know, what is it about? Never thinking that it was about what she was about to tell me that it was. You know, I was just thinking it was a podcast maybe about mysterious military deaths, but it was her own child. And then she's got, yes, Fort Hood moms. Very much that. And then she has an 18-year vet who's her partner on the podcast. So I just sat down with them and wanted to hear what the story was. And, you know, her channel, I end up going to her channel and they have 70 subscribers and like 200 total views or something. I'm like, what in the world? Their podcast, you know, is trying to grow, but they're trying to get the word out there. So I'm like, hey, you know, after I heard the stories, I handed her my phone live and was like, you know, I have to go see shiny things. So here's my phone. This is my live stream. Just take it and tell people the story. Maybe they'll subscribe. Before I got home that night, they were at 1,000 subscribers. Then it was mentioned in Gray's chat, and they're at almost 1,400 subscribers now. So they're doing really well. She's gone live 3 times.
Yeah.
And the story with her son, he was just a baby. He was 19 years old.
Well, they
and
need to.
Only been at Fort Hood 7 weeks. Fort Hood, 7 weeks.
They should do less people on there, though. They have like the panel thing. The panel thing destroys.
Well, that's the people telling their stories.
I know, but you just need to have like one, like the person and the guest, and you talk to them like that instead of like this whole Brady Bunch look. If I was going to give them advice, that never looks good. I know people sort of like it, but it's just sort of, you know, every once in a while you'll have somebody knitting or something in the corner. It's just kind of...
That is a lie. Okay, there's nobody knitting.
Well, not on theirs. I'm just saying I've seen other channels that have too many people, and when they're not talking, they're just hanging out. It's like, what are you doing? You know?
Well, they're trying to keep it focused, and her and I are, you know, talking. But what got me, you know, immediately is when she said that her baby had only been there a few weeks. He hit his head and he went to the ER. They sent him away and said, go to your whatever it is in the military, doctor guy, person, medical. He did. They gave him ibuprofen and told him, you know, go rest. So he did. And it was so bad the next day when they called him for their lineup that he had to put glasses on. He couldn't see. Wow. And they sent him back. And the doctor is doing nothing. So he goes back to the ER. They send him back. You have to go to the military place. I guess the military has to send you to the ER. I don't friggin' know. They end up giving him more ibuprofen and a sedative. He lays down. He's supposed to be checked on by his supervisor person and the other soldiers, you know. He's supposed to be checked on. They end up spraying Febreze all over the barracks because the smell was so horrible. He had been dead for 6 days.
Where was
in
he?
His barracks.
How come nobody saw him in there?
Because nobody checked.
But wouldn't other soldiers go back to the barracks at night and sleep?
Not in that room, I guess.
What
Everybody questioned, said, oh no, he seemed fine. Oh no, he seemed fine. When they sent him back to his mother, he was in stage 5 decomposition.
What room was he in? I mean, so it's in a barrack. So he's in a room that people don't go in?
His room? I guess in his room. Do they all have separate rooms?
Oh, I don't know. I was kind of picturing like this long thing with cots on it that they all live on. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, but isn't it? I mean, I think that's like during boot camp and stuff.
Well, 7 weeks, wouldn't he still be in that?
No, he was there for 7 weeks. He was dead for allegedly 6 days.
Well, I mean, doesn't boot camp, is that boot camp, or was he already done with boot camp and this is like...
He already went through boot camp.
Oh, okay, so this is, yeah, he would have his own room then.
Yes. Huh. And they just kept spraying more and more and more shit, Febreze, trying to get rid of the smell. Well, why? What are you doing?
Yeah, try to find
it's your own room. I'm looking at them. Fort Hood Barracks. I just want to make sure myself.
He is a Fort Hood person? That's Fort Hood again?
He went to Fort Hood, yeah. Yep, he was 82nd Airborne.
Fort Hood has some bad shit that goes on.
Really bad. And when she starts to get into these stories, Gray, unbelievable. Hey, Charlotte Ann. So it's not just his story. There's another, I'm sure you heard after Vanessa was at Fort Hood, remember? And when they were searching for Vanessa, they found other bodies or whatever. One of the mothers on the channel tells the story of her son who went on a camping trip from Fort Hood. They weren't supposed to really be off base. It was during COVID. There were 7 of them together. And nobody could find him. He went missing. His sister comes down to join the search, and she finds her brother's head. Just a head. And I said, well, maybe he got attacked by an animal. And they said it was jagged, like it was salt, like a jagged cut. And they never found his body. They will not let the other 6 guys talk. So, but they're being, what is it called when the military is martial, no, I don't know. When they are ordered to speak, whatever that is, they're under that right now to talk to the military about it. It's just really crazy. It's
well,
really crazy.
Where did the sister find the head?
She went on the search. They went searching.
Just like in the woods somewhere that he was supposed to
where
have been?
She heard that they were camping.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Wow. God, what a creepy...
His glasses, they said without his glasses, he was basically blind. His glasses, his phone, his belongings, whatever, were all left there. So she's like, so you're telling me he got up in the middle of the night and just wandered off and somebody cut his head off? What are you talking about? But they have no answer. They won't court-martialed. They won't give him any answers. And that's the frustrating part, is they're not getting answers. And I've never heard stories like this. I mean, I heard about Vanessa and a couple of others, you know, what was the lady, Gray? The young woman. I did a story on her. It was Verna. Do you remember her?
Well, I remember the one that Tim Miller was on, the one with Vanessa, right?
Yes. But there was another...
There's been a bunch of people from...
Somebody's going to know the name. It's a big name. Her dad was a higher up in the military, and then she went in. She was a young black girl, and they said she shot herself in the face. Come to find out, there was acid in her vagina, all kinds of crazy stuff. What was her name?
Oh, I never remember that.
Yeah,
one.
That was an awful one. I can't think of her name. It begins with a V. But there are just so many cover-ups.
See, one thing I don't like about covering the military ones is that they don't really give you any information. It's just sort of like all you hear is the sort of stories that the family believes and thinks, but you don't really get to see anything on their end because they never make it public. It's absolutely, I mean, you could call it a cover-up, but that's kind of how they've always done it, right? Like they have their own court system there.
Absolutely.
And investigation, so they don't really tell anybody.
Well, there are people who, they're digging. These parents are not giving up. And there was one girl who they said got shot by friendly fire, and it was one gunshot to her head. When they get there to do the funeral, they notice that she has a bun like taped or glued to her head. And they're like, she had really short hair. Why the hell is there a bun glued to her head? Well, they end up getting the autopsy, and they end up looking further. They're looking. And there were so many gunshots. And they're like, wait, this is not what we were told at all. Why are we being lied to? And of course, there's no rhyme or reason. Nobody really tells you why. So then what do? You just deal with it, I guess.
I did one last night that kind of had a similar feel like this one last night. The initial investigation, she drank too much and she got wasted. And this is Susan Neger Smith, Neger Smith. She she drank too much, passed out, and she had her heart. She had 0.2928 blood, and her heart started beating weird. It's over. And the dad was like, no way, man, no way. So then he had to go to court, get them to finally say, let's look into this again. I mean, there was actually a shard of glass inside of her, private part. I mean, and she was all bruised up. They found semen in there. There's a guy that dropped her off in front of a bar because she was too drunk. She didn't know how to get home. And then they find her behind that very same bar by the trash cans with her bra pulled all the way up, her shirt pulled up to her, her breasts, and her pants down all the way to the ankle on one leg. And they thought it was just she was just drunk. But now they even have DNA, just now in 2021, they got DNA that led back to an individual. So they've got him on like sexual assault or something. But yeah, the whole thing is just ridiculous. Like, how do they go from it's an accident to something so hideous? So it just shows you that when people don't care, that's what you get. You get crap like that.
It's awful. I mean, when people don't care, yeah. And when I heard the stories that the lady was telling, I was just like, what? I was baffled.
Yeah.
So that's something that we heard about. Then the lady that Gray got the booklet from, we heard about. There were a few other tables that I was passing by, and I would overhear people talking about different cases. There's a man, Renner, James Renner.
Yeah, don't forget that your Maura Murray saga.
Boy, if you don't. The Maura Murray saga.
Oh my God, you should have seen.
Yeah. It was terrible.
She tackled it. Look at literally tackled people.
Everybody. I did. It was terrible. I'm a crazy person.
It was funny.
But
they liked it. It was funny.
I wanted to prove a point too, to bring back to you guys, right? So James Renner is a true crime guy. A lot of true crime people there. When I went to ask him, hey, so we're talking about Maura. I asked him, what was your experience with that? So he told me all about it, whatever. And I'm like, so have you heard of Summer Wells? And he's like, no. I was like, you never heard of Summer Wells? No. Yeah. There's a lady sitting beside him and a guy on this side. Have you guys heard of Summer Wells? They're like, no.
Summer Wells is sort of a niche. What's weird about Summer Wells? It's a really big in this subsection of true crime. It's like the biggest case in the history of the world. But
exactly,
like John Lorden's probably never covered it.
No,
it doesn't make it outside of that realm because it's just sort of
to us or to a group of people. It's very big, right?
I thought it was. I mean, I covered it a lot at the beginning. I just don't have anything to add now. I try to map everything out. Here's the timing of this and that and the other thing, and nothing's really changed. I mean, even with all the people coming out and stuff like that, it doesn't change that. I mean, unless you think there's some wild conspiracy, it doesn't change that.
It really doesn't.
They were at the swimming hole. You see her in the car, and now you have to believe that she was already dead and do all these little crazy things. I think she made it home alive, and something happened. She either walked away or, something bad happened on the property. There's like three options. She either walked away and died. She wandered, or I guess there's a million options, but the most common ones would be she walked away and died somehow, falling into something. The other one would be that something happened to her on the property, and Candace covered it up, and even the grandmother, and then they're just not saying it because it's easy just to say we didn't do anything, and then somebody abducted her, Mm-hmm. So that's about really. Kind of about it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about Don or anything like that.
Right.
I just don't really throw him into he's a shitty person, but it's I don't know. See what I'm saying? But I just don't really have any. I know it's still interesting for a lot of people, but to me, it's like, man, there's so many other that. Remember the lady came by with the card with the Indigenous. People,
Indigenous women,
yeah, like that's something we should do, everyone. I know but that's similar to the military, though, isn't it? Because it's really hard to get information off of the reservation investigation. They don't give you anything.
No, from the investigation, they don't. You really only have what the families can give you, right? So I think the way you and I would probably approach it would be a little bit different than how others might approach it. Is what do you have from the investigation? We can talk about how you feel and what you think that it is as well, but we need to know what you were told and what you have. And then compare that to what the actual evidence is. Like some of these autopsies, they said that Heather, the one who runs the Locked and Loaded Diaries podcast and YouTube, they said her son died of bacterial meningitis.
Oh, you mean
pretty contagious bacterial meningitis. Additionally, he had to get every single vaccine before going into the military. Of course, you must have those. And he smashed his head, couldn't see the next day, had this accident, and they're acting like none of that really occurred when that actually did occur. So I'd love to see what the autopsy said. If there were, testing done, was he tested? How did they know that he had bacterial meningitis? Where did that come from? All of that stuff.
There's got to be somebody that witnessed it all too. Like
somebody.
The head being hit. What's weird is that person, if they stay in the military, won't say a word. But if they come out of the military, then they might even be in danger, though. The whole code red. Not that it really.
You can't handle the truth.
I
love you so much, Jack Nicholson. If you're listening to this.
Thank you, Alicia Barnett, Teresa Ann, Amy CHS, and Cordy up above with a ridiculous, what I would call a double cat eye donation on my
double
show.
Cat eye. There was another really weird military one where the kid was so bullied, the guy, teenager, whatever, that he was so stressed out, he jumped into the propeller of one of the big planes and he missed. People were out there with him. Nobody stopped him. And he did it again and he made it. And they allowed it to happen. What the fuck are you talking about? How does that happen?
Well, it could just be, they're like, what's going on? Well, I don't know.
Sure.
It's weird. It's hard to know what. I mean,
what to believe.
You'd have to see it on camera to know. Oh well, shit. Those guys are 50 feet, 100 feet away by the time he tried it again, or we just don't know.
Sure, there's a lot that you don't know for sure. She showed us around his room the other night. Her son, Heather's son, and it was just heartbreaking. He was only 19 years old. He was full of life, happy kid, and just. Yes, Fort Hood also. Yep. So those always catch me, the heartbreaking ones. I'm like, wait, what? But on this channel, we would definitely want more information. And so what do you have from the investigation? Maybe me, it would be a little bit different if I was alone. I'd be like, just tell me your story. But over here, it's a whole different ball game. So.
And thanks for what you said, Alicia. My two favorite in one place. Love you both.
Aw. That's negative, Ray. There you go.
All right. Now we just found out that there was somebody. I've been taking the test, but we just found out somebody that was around where we were had COVID over there. So I'm not going to say who, but
yeah. So there's that. Yeah. So we did. We were able to. Learn a lot.
Muffin money. All right. Well, I'll see you in a few minutes then. I don't know. I didn't know where anything was. I would say I had the worst nutrition points or whatever. If you were being evaluated on a scale, it was the worst in the history of mankind on that trip. It was like.
Yeah. We really did not do a good job. We were like.
I didn't eat anything that had green on it. There wasn't anything. It was like muffins, candy bars. I mean, I guess we had a couple sandwiches, but those weren't good. The burger had some green on it. There we go. But it was also still mooing, the one that I ate. So.
Oh, it was so yucky.
Tasted pretty good.
It was so yucky. So somebody just said a head injury makes you more susceptible to bacterial meningitis. So I am on ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Although the risk of meningitis is high within the first week of a brain injury, it has been widely documented that a meningital infection might develop after several months or even years. A remote mild head trauma might be the only identifiable risk factor in otherwise unexplained causes. But this is not talking about bacterial meningitis.
Yeah, meningitis just means inflammation of the brain.
Right.
That's all that means. It doesn't.
Right. It says an infection of the meningitis could spread to the rest of the nervous system if not treated. Skull fractures or penetrating wounds can tear the layers of protective tissue that surround the brain. And that's the other thing that she was saying is if this is in fact the case and the meningitis came due to his injury, he went to the ER 3 different times and he was sent away and given ibuprofen. She said it's, medical murder. They basically treated him like, you're fine. And I guess he was hit pretty hard. So I will remember meeting Stephanie forever.
I was right there. I saw the whole thing.
It was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Would y'all recommend attending CrimeCon? Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
it's great. It was so fun.
It's hard to when you have a booth, you're one of the people that people are there, to go walk around and meet. So it makes it hard to go watch a lot of the stuff. You can do it in the evening. Yeah.
It does. It makes it hard.
I did have Crawl Space come by. Tim and Lance from Crawl Space, who also has covered Maura Murray a million, forever, along with James Renner. They came by, or they walked by and said, "Hey, Gray," because I've been on their show, and then the captain from True Crime Garage came. We talked for like 20 minutes about the Delphi case and some of the stuff that he's given some validity to, and he was like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that," type of thing. So that was. I cool.
Like both of them.
Yeah.
They are.
We should do is
True Crime Garage guys are fun.
We should do the Amy Mihalovich one. That's another one that Amy Marie Mihalovich. That's one that James Renner did, and I've covered that one before. But it'd be kind of a cool one because it's cold case, but it's from like 1990 something. I don't know, maybe 89 to, I don't remember the year. 88 to 92. It seems like in my head.
32 years ago.
Yeah, 1990.
Lord, she was young. She was just a little girl.
I mean, that's a weird one because she was actually just somebody. It was like a catfishing scenario where a guy called their house and said, "Hey, your mom just got promoted. I'm going to buy her a gift. Can you meet me over at the mall?" And then after school, she walked over there with a friend with a bike, and the last thing they saw was her getting into a car with that person, and then they found her body wrapped up in like a shower curtain or something like that, like in a cornfield somewhere.
God.
I mean, it's just crazy. So,
yeah, it remains active, it says.
Yeah.
Kidnapped from the Bay Square Shopping Center in Bay Village, Ohio.
Now, that'd be an interesting one to go over. A lot of stuff over the years.
God, how horrible is that? Thousands of leads, dozens of suspects.
Yep.
No one's ever been charged.
And that's one that Renner, that's his main one. That's the one he got started on. That's probably his Delphi for me, like he just wants.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you type in
James as soon as you put in her name and then the letter R,
yeah.
Renner comes up. So.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, he has a whole website.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is his website. I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we could do it and then bring, some of these guys can come on as guests. I'm sure Tim and Lance might want to come on, or like for Maura Murray, we could, Renner would for sure,
Wow, there's a lot on here. Yeah, I'm going to dive into this. I'm going to start right now. Starred. Goodness, that's really sad.
They have it all mapped out already, too, so that would make that part easy.
New information could... Wow, this was an old magazine, 1999. It says, "You may know who killed Amy." Inside, new information that could help end the 10-year search for her killer.
I might actually go do the newspapers.com version. I don't think I was doing that when I covered that. Newspapers.com is amazing, the stuff that's in articles that you don't really see on the web,
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he has a post on here about Maura Murray.
Who?
And there is a note. James Renner.
Just now?
OBX welcomes you. Enjoy your stay, but please don't ever come back because of what you did to the Murray family. P.S. Don't eat sand? What happens stays in Vegas apparently doesn't stay in Vegas. This past weekend, I attended CrimeCon.
What does it say?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. Hold on. This is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. It's a great way to meet fans and other podcasters. A week prior to the event, Sarah Turney announced that she invited Julie Murray to attend the panel discussion arranged for the beginning of the convention. I was disappointed to hear this because the last time Julie attended a convention, she brought with her Aaron Larkin and Scott Wall. I have been the direct victim of both Larkin and Wall this last year. Larkin created a fake tip in Mara's case in a weird scheme to discredit my reporting. I read all about that. And Wall, I mean, you can check it out here. I spent the weekend on high alert looking over his shoulder. I wondered because he was acting really odd. So for the panel, Julie made a snide comment about my reporting, but was told by the moderator not to name names. At one point, she was going to play an audio clip of some kind that was related to the allegations about her father. This audio could only be one of two things. One, a clip from the Oxygen interview, or two, an off-the-record conversation I had with her advocate, Scott Wall, back in 2018. I had reached out to him seeking help brokering a truce with the Murray family. During that call, I spoke about a source that had contacted me in confidence. He secretly recorded the call, which then he tried to use to threaten me after I uncovered the story about his home being raided for child porn. Can this case get any darker? I chose not to say anything about that clip at the time. I gave Julie her distance and continued to do my thing. This Saturday, at CrimeCon, Julie Murray approached a friend and author at her booth. This woman, who asked that her name not be used, was also involved in the nonprofit Let's Bring Them Home, which offers reward money for cold cases. In fact, they had offered $75,000 for information in Maura's case. In a very rare move, they rescinded the offer due to the Murray family's odd behavior. Fred wanted the tips before the police, and someone using Julie's phone number was calling the hotline and hanging up. At the convention, Julie alleged to this author that I had either manufactured the email from Fred that was sent to the nonprofit, or I had published fake documents. She assured her this was untrue. Julie said something to the effect of, "I hope Renner doesn't ruin your life," and then stormed away. On Sunday at 10:30, I packed up my booth to leave before checking out at 11. I had plans with friends to see an exhibit. It was then I got a call from the author who told me about this conversation. Julie was right around the corner, and it was a public venue, so I went to speak to her. I asked her 3 questions. Why was she claiming the email was doctored? What was the audio clip she intended to play? Why has she never asked her followers to leave my family alone after one of her advocates stalked us while on vacation? It was calm. I wasn't angry. I was just hurt. She was calm as well. After we spoke, I left and went back to my table. As I was about to leave, security came over. They told me I upset Julie. I told them I was leaving, and that was that. Nobody asked me to leave. I had hoped to maintain peace at the convention. Julie broke that by defaming me in public, accusing me of some weird plot to get a reward I never even knew about that was rescinded, and I asked her pointed questions. One more note. I have tried since July, when one of their people stalked my family on vacation, to come to terms with the Murray family in writing. I offered them this website. I offered them a portion of the money from my book sales to go to a nonprofit of their choice. All I asked was for protection for my family. They will not respond. In the meantime, there are many other people who have been victimized by their followers. Here are some links.
Where is this posted?
On her website. I'm going to send it to you on Facebook. Yikes. I told you that he went through a lot. I've read his book, and I knew that he really went through tons when it came to her case, which is why I walked over at CrimeCon and asked him, hey, I really feel like a lot of people still don't know about her case. No offense to you, because you've done an amazing job, but there are people who don't know. I just did a poll here. And he's like, what do you think were the statistics? And I said, or the outcome. And I said, well, I'm going to say 60-40. They did not know.
Well, I had 2,500 votes on my poll, and it was 35-65.
Wow. See, I hadn't even checked mine.
I had
so I said, Gray Hughes and I, we really do want to do a deep dive into this case, or I do, and I'm in the middle of convincing Gray.
Yeah, I'll do
it. He feels like a lot of people know about it. And he said, "You've read the book, right?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "So you know." And I said, "Yeah, it sounded really bad, but do you think it's worth covering again?" He said, "Well, it has been covered a lot, but if done right, then it's of course it's worth covering. It needs to be out there." And I said, "Well, I agree with that." Okay, so here we go. Mine got 1.4 thousand votes. Question of the day without looking it up. Do you know who Maura Murray is? Yes, 44%, no, 56%.
And look at mine. 2,400, yes, 65, no, 35.
Can you look at So Mean Allegedly's?
Let's see. I don't know if I get to the...
I think I can. I can do it. I got it.
Switch accounts. That's such a cool thing that I learned. Switch accounts.
1,200 votes, 55 yes, 45 no.
Yeah, see, here's what's interesting about that, you guys.
Oh, I know what you're going to
but it is true. It is true.
1,200.
See, on my channel, we have we cover tons and tons of different cases. And look at look where this is. See,
did you have 33%? Is that what your numbers were?
35.
35.
With 2,400 people. So what's interesting is if you take, and So Mean is a combination, and the number's right in the middle. It's unbelievable.
We got a total of 5,000 votes.
Yeah.
5,000 between the three channels, right?
Mm-hmm. But check it out.
Okay.
Yours is what, 55? No?
Yes.
And then look at it. Then it's 45. Then it's 45 no on our combined and 35 on mine. So it's exactly as if you've taken yours and mine and then in the middle. And then you come up with the reason why is because, I'm just saying it's like the reason.
Really fall careful what you're about to say, sir.
Well, I'm just saying, I would say that, a lot of your viewers watch a lot of different stuff, but then there's a whole swath of them that are really there, it's a Summer Wells thing.
For summer.
So they're not going to be aware of these a lot of the other cases that people might talk about. And
very true.
I thought it was actually strange that 35% of my the freaks actually hadn't heard of it because I've covered it updates 2 or 3 times, the whole
Chico's Mummy says a lot of summer people only follow that, which is extremely, extremely weird. Okay. So
yeah. So there you go.
But here's another idea that I wanted to discuss with you. That these videos that we're doing, some of them I would like to download and create a podcast for us, an actual podcast. So I wanted to put us on a podcast server, if you know what I'm saying. So that we have the YouTube channel, but we also have the audio from the videos we're doing to go to the YouTube channel. And I'm trying to get back on our channel, but I can't. It's just...
What do you mean?
It won't come up. Let me see. It's just like sitting there. It could be my computer. I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, hold on.
It's weird. Are you guys still here with us, or
I can see people typing in.
Strange. I can't. I'm like stuck.
Let me see.
Okay. I can now. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
I don't know. My computer's also crazy town.
Yeah.
So there's that. But what do you think about that idea? Because I know you weren't paying attention to me because you were looking at your favorite thing, which is a map.
No, I think it's cool that you're talking about making a podcast of some of our shows. Yeah.
This would be it. And then I would just download it and upload it. I'd edit it, with the music and the whole situation, and then upload it. Do I have your permission to do that?
Yeah, why not?
Great. Thank you.
But, yeah. So, CrimeCon was great, Great meeting you over there. That was probably the best
It's
part
so
for me. It
awesome.
was just sort of like meeting my buddy that we've.
I know, it was great. It
was
really
cool.
was amazing meeting Gray in person. He was like he couldn't get in because they
Oh,
had
yeah.
everything shut down for
Yeah.
NFL. Oh my God, it was awful. So we're on the phone and he's like asking everybody. Gray is not somebody who just asks one friggin' person. He's asking everybody. All right, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Look at. So they're telling him, right? And we're on the phone, and I kind of look down this ramp thing. I'm like, oh my God, it's great news. It was like right there. I was so excited. Like, there he is. And then I couldn't wait for him to get out of his car. I was beside myself. Because, even though we see each other all the time and we're on here, it's very different seeing somebody in person. It's really, really different seeing somebody in person. So, but it felt completely normal. Some people, it's like weird to meet. You just feel yucky. But it wasn't yucky. And what is he looking at over there?
I gotta fix a couple things.
What are you looking at?
I'll let you know after the thing. But it was like it was cool. It was like meeting almost like a sister that you hadn't, like let's see. I'm not really sure how to explain it. That's really weird. It's like meeting a sister, and then you're sort of sad, like when you leave, because it's like, man, I guess it would be sort of like you met your a biological sister that you just found out about, and
then you got to go home.
Yeah, and then you meet them, and then you're like, oh, something like that. Although we've talked a million times, it just sort of felt like that,
Yeah, I agree. It was natural together. Like there was nothing like, so what do we talk about now? Like there was never any of that weird silent stuff at all. So
yeah, no.
That was good.
I was actually thinking, like, sometimes when she goes, I'm gonna go play roulette or something for a few minutes and smoke a cigarette or something, and I'd actually ask, like, can I, I mean, I don't know because I don't really know, like, if she's like one of those people that
came
needs
down one time,
alone time.
Like, yeah, are you good? Like, do you want me to leave? Like, no.
Well, people like their alone
Talking
time.
about-
I don't know all those little quirky stuff. Like, oh no, I just need to be by myself. And
I am definitely one of those people.
Yeah.
But I knew we only had a limited time, so I'm like, of course not. What are you talking about? So
Yeah.
we ended up drinking and playing roulette, which was so funny. That was just the best part of it.
that was crazy.
I know, Jesse.
I was getting like every hand you kept going ding ding, like you seemed like you kept winning, but then you end up losing too, but you won a lot. It's like,
I did. I tripled my money, and then I lost it all, honey.
yeah, because it's too soon. The whole drinking thing was crazy because I bought a drink that was
It was so funny.
$33. The guy goes, can I get a rum and coke? And he goes, yeah, Bacardi. Oh yeah, $33.
Yeah.
Then we go sit down, and I guess the drinks are free, and I tipped $10 on the drink that I got because I was like, wow, what a deal that other one was.
He was so excited for that.
But like $10 is about what it would cost here on a Bacardi drink, maybe.
Yeah, it was way too much. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Tip $2.
Yeah, I didn't get
He's gonna come right back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gray hitting the wrong button. Darlene, absolutely hysterical.
I did that
Because
twice.
he's like sitting like that, and his arm kept hitting bet all.
Yeah.
And then he's looking at me. He's like, I got 0 left. What the hell is going on? And I look down. I'm like,
100.
oh shit, you bet everything.
Yeah,
All
well,
of
if you
it.
bet,
Like,
let's say you have $40 and you hit the 100, it bets the whole 40. It's
yeah, it did. It was so freaking funny.
yeah, but I was
was
doing
a laugh.
pretty well then. I was starting to get into a groove. I'd win
You
here
were.
and there, and then it just boom,
man.
gone. I said, forget it. I'm not putting another nickel in there.
It was great. I wish I recorded all of that. Those were the funniest times because we're just sitting there and we're doing the same numbers, right? So I have my numbers and Gray has his numbers. So
3,
once
4,
he's
11.
out of money, he's like, play my numbers.
Yeah, 3, 4, 11, 16, 23, or 6, 16, 36.
But what about when you
Yeah.
remembered that other guy's numbers? Oh, that was
Yeah,
even
that was the
funnier.
guy. There was this guy that used to play
funny.
Keno 10 years ago, but so it was 3, 4, 11, 16, 23.
It was great. He was like, wait. And then he remembered the numbers, so he starts playing them, and then he doesn't play them the next time, and one of them came up because he had spent all his money again. I'm like, Ray, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a good
I mean, I had more money. I just, I'm not going to, like, after you
me
lose
too.
$100 or something, it's like, forget it.
I know. I put in $100, and then I'm like, okay, Gray, I have this many $100 left. So should I spend another $100? And then he's like, well, what do you need the $100 for? I'm like, I don't know. Just to kind of have it in my pocket. I don't even know. I'm not even buying anything. And I wanted to play, but I kept the damn $100. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't buy any.
Patty, it was so funny.
Did you buy anything, like trinkets? I didn't buy anything because it's just like.
Oh, I did. I bought my son a stuffed animal. I bought my husband a T-shirt, and I bought Alex a keychain that has her name on it.
Yeah.
And then a little Vegas thing on it. It was cute.
Chris, I said, hey, if you wanted a $600 T-shirt, that go spend some money on something you really want over here.
I gave Scott my Scott Wright T-shirt that says "Send lawyers, guns, and money," because that's very much Scott. So I'm like, here you go, you have that. So he took that. And then I have my Monster shirt and Cousins by Blood shirt. There you go. I didn't buy any of the CrimeCon stuff. I can buy it online if I wanted to. So
what do you want to do next, I guess?
We can do one of two things. We can start digging into Mora, which is that's gonna be a big one. That's like a deep dive, right? We could do 2 cases at once, but that would be a lot, wouldn't it? Don't you think so?
Well, I was just thinking, it might be kind of cool to do like Mihalovich or something, and then go into more Murray.
You want to do that
because Mihalovich is a little bit shorter. It's just kind of like you could maybe 1 or maybe 2 episodes. And then more Murray is a long. That'd probably be multiple. Seems like, I don't know, because we don't have long shows. Like ours are like an hour and. At the hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Unless you're a true crime podcast, I'm not listening. I'm adding that to my cart. Okay. See, now you got me shopping on the friggin' CrimeCon website. Oh, my Coach bag. Thank you very much. Where can you get one? I got it at the Coach.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do Mora, but I think you guys should need to hear about, Mihalovich too.
So we can do one day on Mihalovich, do you think?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. So I will get caught up on that. You know all about it anyway, you said, right?
I mean, I've covered it before, so it's been a while. But I know there's like a curtain that they found near the body, all these different things. So, we could at least tell the story, and maybe somebody out there happens to know something. Who knows?
Sure. Yeah, I will... make something up. I'll go look. Maybe we can go over it this weekend and then get started on Mora right after that.
Yeah. I think like next week, Tuesday or something, boom. Just get started on the basic stuff.
Wow, 2006. Welcome. My Search for Her Killer, the book I wrote, which details my 2-year investigation into the unsolved murder of Amy Mihalovich, can now be found in bookstores in Ohio. Here's a snippet from the official. So he has been on this since 2006.
Renner?
It's 2022.
Yeah, Renner, right? Like, but the case happened in what year was it? 89.
89.
Yeah.
October 27th. But Jesus Lord, he's been on this since 2006.
Yeah,
that is a dedicated person right there. That's crazy town.
Yeah, I mean that was before true crime was true crime, really. Like there wasn't.
Well,
really...
it was before true crime was this.
Well, there was no true crime, really.
Right?
Like now there's a whole. I think what actually started it all was that one podcast on. What was that one where?
Morbid.
No, it was the guy. There was the very first podcast was the one that in true crime it seemed like was the one where that guy. God, I can't remember his name, but he's already been convicted of murder, but maybe he didn't do it, and
making a murderer.
No, maybe I remember that.
Yes.
His He's like
cereal.
a seed. Yeah, cereal. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
Yes.
a Arabic name or something like that. The guy had like
cereal, and it was about the boyfriend Adnan Syed.
yeah, Syed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
yeah.
that was it. Like that, right in that moment,
Was.
sort of when this whole genre of true crime. I mean, we always had the shows on TV, but I don't know if that was really. That was just. It's different now. A whole different deal.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. So let's do. We can just do like a, Maura Murray to get back going, and then we'll do a deeper one into. I mean, not Maura Murray. Amy first, and then Maura Murray.
You can find the book there, guys. Just go there. That's where I'll be.
But he's going to have all of his theories and stuff in there about different people. Like he always thought it was this one teacher, one of her teachers, which it's not a terrible theory or anything, but
yeah, I'm gonna just go one by one. Whatever he has, I'm just gonna, speed read it. Make my notes.
Well, she really can speed read. I was watching her. I was like, "What the hell?"
He was watching me read. He was like, "Wait, how do you done with that page?" I'm like, yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It is weird.
You literally see all the words too.
I do. I think it's because when I was young, I read so much that I would just like fly through. I don't know. I don't know when it happened, but I read really, really fast, and then I'm done. It drives Scott mental. We can't look at the same thing at the same time because I'm like, all right, turn, go.
I would say it must be really easy to watch like the foreign films. You just pop, it's like just in your head, and then you can watch the scene as if you already heard it.
I think that's why I listen to podcasts. Reading stuff is like, and then I'm done. Quietly Frozen, thank you so much. Trying to keep up with all the live shows.
Thanks, Quietly Frozen.
Crazy, thank you. You should think about looking into the little girl, Erica Baker, missing from Kettering or Dayton, Ohio. She's been missing since the 90s. Hey, Gonzo.
Yeah, just send like an email or something.
Please, send us an email. Gonzo's everywhere. He was hanging out with Evil Knievel or somebody like that. Hey, and he was doing wheelies on a friggin' mountain.
Should we play that the clip where at least they showed our booth?
Yeah, you can play it. I wish I could have had the balls.
Well, your face is on there.
Oh yeah, spectacular, Gray. Yeah, your face is on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like. Wait, let me go to the. So there it is.
Hanging with Perry Freeman.
Oh, actually, you could almost see us. Wait, who was that? Wasn't that? Oh, that was along that side. Okay, this is where.
I was on muffin duty.
So that's actually, she's right in front of us. I never even saw that because we're sitting like she's looking at us, basically, right? Yeah. I think. Yeah, that's the stage, right?
Yeah, that's Nancy Grace's table. She was looking at us. Yeah. Yep. Remember Nancy Grace's table was like right there.
Kelly's on rewind.
Thanks. So now she's in the hallway outside. That's the bookstore.
Yeah, that's the front.
I've looked everywhere for this clip. I can't find it.
Look at that. I mean,
there you are.
You know what's crazy?
Hey, my coffee cup is super famous. Look at that.
Yeah, and now even your tumbler that I gave you right there. But look at your face is right there. So mean. They cut off allegedly though. But you know what's cool is like it just shows that it's not like it's part of a larger shot. Like it's,
no.
It's
because our banner was amazeballs.
Yeah, our setup looked way better, I thought, than everybody else.
Oh yeah,
for the
great.
Basic booths, right?
It was nice. It was nice. Look at.
Yeah,
it's us.
And it was cool because it looked like I was actually doing something, right? Like,
you were working.
Yeah.
You were doing all the crime things.
Yeah, but anyways, that was pretty cool.
Great. Loved it so much.
Yeah. So, anyways, you guys, I guess that we're back.
I sent it to my sister, Gray. The Fox News thing. I was like, I don't even know if you can talk to me anymore. I'm kind of famous now.
And what did she say to you? Where were you?
She's sending me back all these stupid ass memes like, "Oh, you're so famous." Yes, girl.
Yeah.
She's like, "What even were you doing? What is a CrimeCon?" Like, I'll tell you another day. But basically, I'm famous. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she's like, "It's not even you in the picture." Like, that's my partner, Gray Hughes.
But your face is there.
You can see my eyes.
Yeah.
That Tumblr, though, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks. Hold on, let me say. Thank
Super
you
famous.
to QWERTY, Amy CHS, Teresa Ann, Alicia Barnett, Chico's Mummy, and Quietly Frozen. And then we also had Tracy McCumber become a new channel member.
Thank
you.
Guys.
All right. So that's going to do it, you guys. Stay on here for a minute, but we'll see you guys probably during the weekend, all right?
Yeah, we'll be on during the weekend.
So thanks for being here. And as I always say, be safe out there. And she loves you so much. I mean, I love you too, but I'm not going to tell you. All right, see you later.
He's not going to tell you because he's weird.
So mean.
Hey, would you be quiet, James?